Welcome to Roadshow's AutoComplete, your weekly roundup of the biggest news in the automotive world. This week, we've got news on the GT500 from Ford, Audi killing off the A3 Cabriolet, and a brand new kind of electric motor that could change everything. But first, let's start with Tesla's unlimited supercharging. Tesla's had an on-again, off-again relationship with free unlimited supercharging, with it initially serving as a huge attractor for new buyers in the early days of the brand. It's been off menu for a while now, but that's changing again if you order the new Model S or X, and presumably soon, and that has, of course, rubbed many recent buyers of cars the wrong way. Still, it's a pretty good deal if you're already in the market, but realistically, it's not enough of a cost savings on its own to justify a purchase. Being quick off the line is just a key defining feature of a muscle car, right? I mean, that's like what they're for. Well, another very important feature, although it's clearly less sexy looking in a sales pitch, is the stopping capability of that car's brakes. One of the best ways to test both of those systems is with the old 0 to 100 to 0 run. And that's just what Ford did with its new, almost stupidly powerful GT500, which did the trick in just 10.6 seconds. Now, that's on street tires, albeit, sticky ones. So now we know that the GT500 is quick, it's really fast too, and it stops well. The only thing we've got left to find out is just how well it likes corners, and that's typically been something that the GT500 has not fared well with in the past. ACURA is getting ready to pull the sheet off its latest, almost ready for production sedan concept in Monterey, and that should have you excited. Why? Well, because based on teaser images and sneak peeks, we happen to know that it's handsome as hell and a huge leap forward for the brand in terms of design. It's called the Type S concept, and it appears to be a refined interpretation of the ACURA Precision concept we saw a while ago, which was also crazy attractive. Now, if we can just convince the brand to toss the Civic Type R drivetrain in it, we'll be happy campers. Tesla's dog mode was more than just a cute news story when it came out. It was something that actually worked and has made quick trips to the store easier and safer for people and their pooches. Of course, if you aren't a fan of automatic climate control, that may not be the case. See, a Tesla owner discovered that dog mode wasn't working when he had his climate control set manually. Thankfully, he managed to get Elon Musk's attention on Twitter, where else? And there's now a software fix in the works that should roll out in the very near future. NISSAN and EVGO are teaming up once again, this time to install 200 new high-speed DC chargers across the United States. The chargers will feature 100 kilowatt fast charging capability and will have both CHAdeMO and CCS plugs. We're not 100% sure where exactly these chargers are going to be installed. Neither NISSAN nor EVGO made that clear in their press release, but we're pretty stoked to see continued investments in a national EV charging infrastructure anyway. It's tough times for the venerable old manual transmission. Even vehicle lines that have always had a stick, like the Corvette, are dropping the 3-pedal variant in their newest iterations. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that with the BMW and its next generation G80 M3. BMW confirmed that it will offer a version of the M3 with a 6-speed manual and likely other driver-focused features like locking differentials, etc., etc. It's also going to offer the M3 with all-wheel drive for the first time ever, though that will be optional. And even that system will have a 2-wheel drive switch like we saw on the current generation M5. EV sales are on the rise in the Great White North, and that seems to have a lot to do with a relatively recently instated $5,000 nationwide electric vehicle purchasing incentive. How much are sales up? Try 30%. The nationwide credit came after a new, more conservative provincial government in Ontario, aka the largest market for EVs in Canada, decided to kill that province's $14,000 EV incentive. Canada is currently targeting 100% electric new vehicle sales by 2040, and this bump will surely help it move it closer to that goal. Volkswagen, inventor of the hot hatch, is killing off its hottest hatch, the much-loved Golf R for the 2020 model year. This comes as part of the brand's effort to slim its lineup by removing trim levels and standardizing features. It probably also has a lot to do with the fact that we're expecting a brand new Mark 8 Golf to make its debut this fall. This may be sad news for fans of highly practical speed, but fear not, friends, Volkswagen has already said the Golf R will return on the Mark 8 platform, and you know what? We're betting it'll still be pretty damn good. Hey, remember the last time you saw an Audi A3 with a drop top? Yeah, me neither. And that's probably why it's getting the boot from Audi's lineup after the 2019 model year. Thankfully, despite the fact that the sedans are having a tough time in general in the current marketplace, the rest of the A3 line seems safe for now. Still, if you need to have something with 4 rings on the hood and a roof that comes down, and you're not a fan of the A3 and its relatively benign looks, There's always the also soon-to-be-dead TT or the wildly more expensive but totally cool R8 Spider. We're living in a weird time where manufacturers are making great sedans that are technically competent, fun to drive, and handsome, but nobody's buying them. It's kind of a bummer, but that's just the way the world works, I guess. Anyway, to help deal with the downturn in non-SUV and crossover sales, Honda is scaling back production of its totally awesome Accord and Civic models, both of which are assembled at its Marysville, Ohio plant. The CR-V is built there too, but that production is going to get shifted to Indiana, so no worries there. As if binge-watching Good Omens on Amazon didn't already have us looking at pre-war Bentleys and feeling poor, now the folks from Crew have gone and reconstructed one of the coolest cars from their history from technical drawings. That car is the 1939 Bentley Corniche, the original version of which was mostly destroyed during World War II. The car itself is absolutely staggering in its good looks, and the fact that it was built almost entirely in-house and by hand is wildly impressive. This project has been going on in fits and starts for 18 years now, but we're psyched with the end results. Electric motors power the world, and they've been designed and built in more or less the same way for about a century. A new startup called Linear Labs thinks it's cooked up a way to build electric motors that will offer 3 times the torque, twice the power, and that are significantly more efficient than current permanent magnet motor designs. The company's design is called the Hunstable Electric Turbine, named after the company's founders, father and son team, Brad and Fred Hunstable. The Hunstables are already in talks to have a small version of the HET appear in a scooter as early as 2020, with talks of having it in an electric car sometime in 2021. That's it for AutoComplete this week. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay notified of all new videos on Roadshow, and we will see you again next week.